the next partner I want to announce officially, well, let me move that forward, is Ron with Contakt Consulting. Contakt Consulting has been involved in a lot of the projects already and throughout the Netherlands, really closely working together also with us already on how to bring iSHARE framework to the ground, but especially from an organizational and governance perspective. And I think that is super helpful. And of course, we're having a close relationship on a lot of levels already. So, Ron, welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Great to get this started. Also, your couple of minutes of fame to do a bit of an introduction and maybe do something else than everybody else thinks.
Potentially. Well, thanks Gerard, and thanks for hosting this today, and interesting crowd. A lot of intelligence here. Very shortly, Contakt Consulting is a network organization. We're an ecosystem of around 700 independent professionals, and they do all kinds of stuff in the, what we call a data space. They have no clue in many cases that it's a data space. They just do nice stuff. And what's mostly, what makes it an ecosystem, what makes it a network, that they like to create value each day, improve stuff, run into an issue, solve it, and make the world a little bit better. That's what they do day in, day out. And what is very interesting, I think, is that what is actually value, how do they create value? That's about people, process, and technology. And I'll quote somebody who said this morning, Nana, thanks, people, process, technology in that particular order. So it starts with people and process. And how do you bring people into movement? Well, that's about trust. And one check earlier today was if Gerard actually trusted me, because I asked him to ask you about the watch, but I didn't tell him why. So how many people of you still have the watch on the other wrist? And how many actually refused to do it? And that's only the people who now dare to raise their hands. And I think that's what also is important to know. How do we actually create value? It's not just about trust, because we trust each other, but still you thought it was a bit tricky to ask the question. So it's also about the why, because I didn't tell him why I asked it, and he didn't tell you why he asked it. And I think if you really want to create value, then you should also inform people about the why, and communicate with them. Why would you actually want to improve something? Why doesn't it work today? And then you mostly run into the awareness that there's a lot of reasons why people do what they actually do. And only the technology, I'm not saying that, it's been said a few times today, we know it, that we are heavily focused on technology, and that's very important, but there's a lot of other stuff to arrange as well in order to connect both worlds, the people world, the process world, and the technology. And that's what we like to do.
And that's what's needed.